Imagine this, a dark, ornate bed, floating silently down the river Seine. On it lie two young men, not sleeping but drifting helplessly towards an unknown fate. This isn't a dream. It's the haunting vision captured by the French painter Évariste-Vital Luminais in his masterpiece, The Sons of Clovis II. According to legend, these were Merovingian princes who rebelled against their own mother. As punishment, their tendons were severed, rendering them powerless, and they were cast adrift. Luminais masterfully portrays this moment of dreadful stillness. They are not dead, but their power has been stripped away. Their fate hangs in the balance, caught between a brutal punishment and the faint hope of mercy. The painting forces us to witness their silent, agonizing weight, turning a tale of power and betrayal into a haunting, unfinished prayer floating on the water. What do you see in their expressions? Let me know in the comments below. Évariste-Vital Luminais, a French painter from the 19th century, had a unique gift for retelling ancient legends with profound compassion. In 1880, he created a masterpiece, The Sons of Clovis II, which transports us back to the early medieval Merovingian dynasty. The painting tells the story of two princes, Clothar and Childeric, whose destinies would shift dramatically, moving them from the glittering light of the palace to a life of quieter grace. It's a tale of rebellion, mercy, and transformation, a whisper from a long-lost age. The legend unfolds during a restless season in the kingdom. The young princes, full of youthful fire, mistook pride for courage and rose up against their own mother, Queen Bautild. It was an act of rebellion that could have ended in bloodshed, the standard price for treason. But Queen Bautild, a ruler known for her piety and strength, chose a different path. She opted for mercy over the executioner's blade. The punishment she devised was both symbolic and strange. The princes' mobility would be taken from them, their sinews severed, but their lives would be spared. This act, while seeming harsh to our modern eyes, was seen in its time as an extraordinary act of clemency, preserving their lives when death was the expected outcome. At daybreak, a new chapter began. A bed, draped in the finest royal cloth, was transformed into a small makeshift raft. The river Seine, a silent witness to history, accepted its unusual cargo like a gentle cradle. The current moved without haste, carrying the two brothers away from everything they had ever known. Luminais captures this moment with incredible emotional depth. One brother gazes back towards the vanishing shore, his expression a mixture of loss and resignation. The other seems to be drifting in a space between waking and a soft, hazy dream, perhaps exhausted from the ordeal. Every detail in Luminais's painting tells a part of the story. The rich red cushions on the raft are a poignant reminder of the courtly rooms and the life of luxury they have left behind. The white wrappings around their limbs, a sign of their punishment, are painted not with horror, but with a sense of care, suggesting healing rather than harm. Placed carefully by the pillow, a small golden shrine, a reliquary, trembles with the gentle movement of the water. It's a powerful symbol, the last flickering lamp of their former palace life, but also the first glimmering light of forgiveness, a sacred object to guide them on their new, uncertain path. This journey down the river wasn't just a physical one. It was a spiritual pilgrimage, a slow drift from power to vulnerability. As the raft floated along the winding course of the Seine, it eventually came to the attention of monks at the Abbey of Jumièges. The painting doesn't show the rescue, but it implies what happens next. The monks, living a life of devotion and service, would have seen the strange vessel and its occupants not as disgraced royals, but as souls in need. They drew the floating bed towards the quiet, hallowed grounds of the abbey. This was not a prison, but a sanctuary. Here, surrounded by the rhythms of prayer and contemplation, the princes began a new education. Within the peaceful walls of the abbey, time and care became their greatest teachers. The brothers learned to find strength not in wielding power, but in humility. They were taught a gentler kind of crown, one made of service and self-reflection. They learned to raise not banners of war, but prayers for peace. Their focus shifted from conquering lands to conquering their own pride. In a sense, they began the work of mending the kingdom by first mending themselves, healing the wounds of their own ambition and finding a new purpose in a life dedicated to faith. Luminais masterfully paints the atmosphere of this transformation, capturing the profound hush that follows a storm. The dark, carved headboard of the bed resembles a shadowed, discarded throne, a relic of a past life. The calm water surrounding them is like a painted psalm, serene and reflective. And the two young faces, once filled with defiance, are now turned away from the pursuit of earthly power and towards an inner peace they had never known. The river continues to carry them, and with them, it carries a timeless and resonant question that speaks to us even today. What is sovereignty truly worth if kindness has the power to remake a life? This painting isn't just a depiction of a medieval legend. It's a meditation on power, forgiveness, and the possibility of redemption. Luminais invites us to look beyond the initial act of rebellion and punishment and to see the deeper story of healing. He asks us to consider that true strength might not lie in the ability to command or conquer, but in the capacity for mercy and the courage to change. The journey of the two princes becomes a universal allegory for leaving behind a life of ambition and ego for one of meaning and tranquility. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the Sons of Clovis II. It's a story that reminds us that even in the darkest of times, a current of mercy can guide us toward a peaceful shore. If you enjoyed this exploration of art and history, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more stories hidden within the canvas. We'll see you next time.